I know a thing. I got to a point where I'm staying on track. Don't worry, but I got to a point where
We have a problem with staying on track with the topics.
I got to a point where I found myself in a place that I would tell myself mentally, my conscience saying, I'm not having fun if I'm not drinking, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
is the wormhole you get in when you start abusing alcohol. Is that you think that you can't have fun without alcohol. But my point to all this is that is kind of where I came. Just that feeling alone that like, holy shit, I'm miserable. I'm depressed because I'm not drinking right now. Like the answer to my anxiety and my stress is I'm gonna go get beer and I'm gonna get alcohol. I'm gonna get but just that when that registered to me, it immediately made me want to give it up because I don't want anything to have that type of control over me. You get what I'm saying? And now that I've experienced both sides and I've been on both sides of the fence, I'm so thankful that that I no longer need, to have alcohol to be happy and have joy in my life. All right, we're getting back on topic. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just the hidden impacts. Is that what a lot of us, we know the major impacts. We see that, DUIs or, horrible fighting or,
Oh my God.
staying out to all these hours of the night and not coming home and, blacking out drunk.
Not remembering or people telling you
Not
what you
remembering.
did.
Those are all, we can see that. But we're talking about the actual hidden. And that's where it's important because a lot of us are unaware that the alcohol is the problem. And so when we start drinking and it lowers our inhibitions and we might have, maybe some things going on with our home life or, spouse, or we're just not, we're down. It's going to come out more, or you're going to stew on it to where you start nitpicking and you start, your emotions are all over because alcohol dysregulates your emotions. You aren't regulated. So that's why you see a lot of people break down and, the crying and, you guys see this at the bars all the time. You got the girls outside just bawling or, they come home and they start fighting with their spouse over something that happened,
Yeah.
15 years ago.
What a shit show that I'm glad I'm not involved
Yeah,
with
and this
anymore.
happens all the time, and we don't even realize that alcohol is a huge part of that. It is a huge part of that. Because if you were emotionally regulated, you could sit down and have a conversation.
My mother would always tell me, remove alcohol from the situation and what would have happened. And that has rang true with me all these years that
Oh, wow.
if you remove the alcohol, would that have happened last night? If you weren't drinking, would this situation and obviously as I was in the midst of the worst days of my drinking, I'd just kind of laugh it off like, what is she talking about? What is she on? But now that I've seen it, I'm like, holy cow, it is applied to every single scenario that I was drinking. All the cops and the fighting and the drama and the infidelity and just everything.
Drama too. Drama, big time. Yes.
Yeah, it's the health, the feeling like crap. There's not a list long enough that we could start. So yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with someone yesterday, and I was talking about some things that happened to me years ago that was pretty significant and very traumatizing. And it was a ton of alcohol was involved. It was at a party and just tons of alcohol flowing. Everybody, shots, just everything. And there was a huge thing that happened. And I think about, I go back and I think, would that have happened if there wasn't alcohol involved? I would have to say most likely not to that level. And I just think of all the drama and all the like you said, the fights and the, arguing with your spouse or, running to the bar when you're upset, all this stuff, getting in arguments with other girls or, or your spouse at a bar if they're looking at another girl, just the like all this stuff. Would that really have happened as much? I'm not saying it can't, but
fights are different. Fights with your spouse, especially, let's highlight that one, or amplified by 1,000 when alcohol is involved. It's not the same as having, you know, a sober-minded disagreement, you know, over what color the drape should be. You know what I'm saying? When alcohol is involved, it's all bets are off.